Hey guys, I'm on a train on my way to a small town in Sweden called Örebro. We're gonna meet Sakis Tolis from Rotting Christ, and he's an icon. I'm totally excited to meet him. He's gonna have so much things to say, I'm sure. He's in a studio there, so see you there. Welcome, Sakis Tolis.
Nice to meet you, my friends.
Nice to meet you too. So happy and honored to meet you.
I'm so happy that I'm here in your homeland and ready to answer to your questions.
Perfect. Maybe we can start with telling what you're doing here in Sweden.
Recording the new Rotting Christ album.
Woohoo!
Yes, you are the first guys to know about this. I
Awesome.
fortunately don't have something to listen, but we are here in Fascination Street Studios in Örebro and working the mixing process for the next Rotting Christ album.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Hope to not disappoint you.
I'm sure it won't.
Huh? I don't know.
That's awesome. Could you please tell us the story behind Rotting Christ?
Okay, Rotting Christ, it's a band that started back in the late 80s. Simple as that. We just follow the black metal scene. We dedicated our souls for black metal. We took big risks. We have plenty of stories to tell. Being more than 30 years on the road, you can imagine how many stories you have to tell you, especially from secret and legendary 90s.
Yeah.
As I told you, we dedicated ourselves to black metal, to metal in general, and we are very glad that we are still here after 35 years and still doing the thing.
We too. Can you tell some of the risks you mentioned? Is it with the name Rotting Christ or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used we used the name Rotting Christ because we wanted to be something strong against to have something strong against the fundamentalist country Greece back in 80s. Okay, things has changed a lot since then, but then we had big problems. We had troubles everywhere we're playing. We had troubles. Of course, we were very lucky that many people didn't know English back then, so I could escape somehow. But we had problems with police sometimes. We were arrested, not in Greece, everywhere around the world. Many of our shows were cancelled because just of our name. We were arrested. We had cancellations. We have whatever you can imagine.
Yeah.
But we like the moment because we want to be a pants. Black metal is not like, or black metal was not at least something like a usual genre of music. It was something revolutionary back then, in my opinion. So the others should feel it somehow.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I can imagine in a country like Greece, maybe, to start playing with a black metal band. How was it received there?
Playing with Rotting Christ in Greece was not that big trouble because people didn't realize that we were playing because we were really at the ground. But for those that other realized, we were a big problem. Troubles here and there, but we keep on going because you always have a supportive crowd, supportive fans that more or less we were sharing the same ideas and the same dreams, the same orama. And in the end, we survive after all those years.
So what is black metal to you? I mean, what does it mean to you?
Hard to say. First of all, it's music for me. It's something atmospheric. It's something that comes from the soul. It's something unique. It's very unique. That's why still black metal exists and still black metal evolved. It's the genre of metal music that evolved. Death grind, death metal bands still the same. That's why death metal is not that strong nowadays, in my opinion. Black metal could evolve, so that's why it's still so strong. Okay. First of all, so it was music, and then for me it was the, let's say, not ideology because it's confused very much.
Right.
Ideology. That's another thing. The thing is that, in my opinion, was a pagan thing, a pagan revolution. People were sick of religions in the countries. They black metal gave a little bit the touch of primitive, prime. It was a kind of prime resurrection, for the people. That's why it started here in Scandinavia, because you were that fanatic with Christianism. So the people were started to feel more, let's say, pagan, more back to the roots, back to where you belong. So this this ideology started to spread all around Europe. We took it as Greek. That's why many times we use Greek words. That does not mean that we are something extreme like ideology. No, we just come from Greece. We have something to say to the people. We didn't like Christianism. We didn't like the way that it works through the ages. I think that Europe supported that much black metal because ideologically it was a kind of pagan thing and kind of return back to the roots.
That's right. And also I can see when you're, because I've seen you in Uppsala when you play there. It was an amazing concert.
Thank you.
And I can really feel that you want to reach out with your message.
Yes,
and you
yes.
have obviously a lot of religious symbols on your artwork, on
yes,
your albums.
you also working very much into actually because I write the music and the lyrics, so I'm learning very much. I'm trying to search things from all around the world. For instance, I have used languages from all around the world. I like this culture, the local culture, the local ritual culture, the occult culture from each country. It's very important for me because I travel so much in my life, so I have combined somehow all these things. I'm not this standard person that comes from Greece, say that Greece is the best thing, I'm a Christian and blah, blah. No, I respect all cultures all around the world because wherever I'm going, I'm kind of, because that influenced me, and this is very important.
Yeah, and you mentioned you write the lyrics.
Yes, not in the beginning,
okay.
not in the beginning, yes.
Okay, but what inspires you and what do you want to tell with your lyrics?
Back in the days we were inspired from occultism, from Satanism, and now we are more inspired from, as I told you, from paganism and local cultures from all around the world.
Like mythologies?
Yes, mythologies,
like
yes.
Yeah.
I think they stand very well with atmosphere music.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
It's very interesting because I think from the first album up until the latest album, I mean, you have evolved in a way from a different music style. Now it's almost atmospheric black metal, or how would you say that the genre has changed?
I don't like to label my music, but it's metal, you can call it as you want. Yes, more atmospheric, let's say atmospheric metal, black metal.
Yeah.
Yes, I like atmosphere in my music.
Yeah, it's nice.
For me.
And I guess it's evolution also. I mean, obviously.
Yes, you can evolve,
Yeah, yeah.
And this is also why, in my opinion, Greek metal scene had something unique.
Exactly.
Yes, Greek metal scene had unique sound. Yes, that's why, in my opinion, our local scene is quite strong nowadays.
You mentioned that occultism and Satanism was important to you. Is that something you've been involved with, or do you?
Yes, we were involved back in the days.
In what way, if you would like?
I would like to search things, to learn more things. Where the that extreme
rituals.
We were also, try to know about rituals. We had some rituals, like a kids, but not something I cannot call myself, at least as a magician or something. Okay, but that was a very good inspiration because first of all it was against Christianity, and second of all was a kind of a very soulful thing, and I like very much involving and know soulful things. And Satanism for me it's freedom and really a soulful thing.
That's very nice. And do you consider yourself a Satanist?
Can call myself Satanist, but I cannot label myself nowadays.
Right, but it's something that you think. Do you believe in it? Can you say that you believe in it?
I don't believe that there's a goat up in the sky, definitely. But I believe, that Satanism has a very interesting ideology, and occultism there is very hidden knowledge back over there, and I like hidden knowledge. I like knowledge in general.
Understand. And you also mentioned in the beginning you have met a lot of resistance. I read that you were arrested in Georgia.
I were many troubles. We were arrested. We had many shows cancelled. As a band, we always try to play and to expand our music in territories that it was really hard to play. We have played Sri Lanka, we have played Siberia, we have played in Thailand, yes. We have played in countries that not shows take part. Kazakhstan. We have played crazy territories. Not crazy territories were really actually very good, but you know the ideology of the people there sometimes are very strict. So we always take the risk and play. I wanted to expand, but nowadays we try to calm down a little bit because things have changed a lot. Because I also have my band members. If I play alone, the next show will be in Iran. You know, because I want to play. Yes, if I was playing alone, do you know why? Because I want to dedicate my music and my existence to do something to change the world. Of course, nobody can change the world. Okay, don't be that. I'm not that romantic nowadays. But metal music, in my opinion, should still be a little bit revolutionary. We have lost a little bit the meaning with all this commercial thing worldwide. But it's a matter of socials nowadays. The kids it's different.
Yeah, I can feel that with your music.
Yeah, because we are close to this. Share the same age. We are close the same age. But for new generation, metal is just something maybe, or black metal something. Another genre of music. Metal music is not like this. Should change something.
But how did you get access to those countries? For me, it would sound really hard to get into Kazakhstan to have a metal gig.
I always take risk in my life. Every day I throw the dice.
Yeah?
Yes.
Nice.
I have lost many times, but I have won many times.
More than you have lost, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe, yes. You know, life is risky. And
yes.
For me, should have a vision.
But how was the metal scene there? I mean, in those...
Not big.
No.
Not big, but you know, there are a community that really wants to see and watch metal shows, which is very important. And we, the black metal musicians, should take risks sometimes. Of course, you have troubles with authorities. They don't like us there. They don't like to see people with long hair and Satanists or whatever they think they had. Say maybe they can change the status. You have offers to play in Egypt, in a Muslim country, you know. Sometimes we do, sometimes you cannot. Once I remember we had to play in Malaysia, but the news came somehow to the parliament or something, so they cancelled the show the very last minute. We were very lucky that we were not there and maybe were arrested for another one time. The battle going on for us. Metal is not something like only music. It's for me most important music, but should be something revolutionary.
Sounds great. And are you still touring a lot? I mean, I guess during Corona it was hard, but did it recover after Corona?
We are touring a lot, and we are one of the few bands that we played during Corona. How? We see the news when a country had they don't have restrictions. We just called promoters and told them, open your venues. We are coming. So we played a couple of shows during Corona, during hard times, but only where it was legal, okay? I don't want to combine this with any other stories. And now recover. All bands are recovering. All bands are on the road. It's a little bit chaos everywhere, but I think that things will be balanced again sooner or later.
So how do you think tour life is now? I mean, compared to when you maybe toured at the beginning of your career? How has it changed?
Touring, when we started, was for many bands was a mission impossible, and many of our friends were betting if we would come back to Greece, you know, after a tour, because it was chaos. You know, you can imagine, you know, we were involved with many things. But you feel you felt it back in the days. You were feeling that you were touring. It was something very strong and unique. Nowadays, it's like sometimes it's business, which I don't like that much.
Yeah.
But still, it's, the time that you are on stage and the time after the show, that you speak with people, that you are sharing the same ideas or the same way of living. For me, it's something I don't change. So there is difference, but the main thing is that we are still involved with the no metal scene, with the metal scene, which is very important. This is because I'm a member of metal scene. I consider myself first as a fan and then as a musician.
Yeah, right. It's good that you mentioned that.
No, it's true.
Yes.
I'm not something different.
No.
You have your own job.
Of course.
I'm sure that you provide a lot of help to some others. I provide some help with my music. Some people are listening to my music and they are happy. Do you know how happy I became after this?
Yeah. So, I mean, what is your own inspiration when you listen to music?
Inspiration? What do you mean?
Musical inspiration.
Music inspiration,
Yes.
right? I have different music inspirations. I cannot choose, exactly which one inspires me, but definitely the old school black metal inspires me a lot. Also, the new black metal atmospheric music, and sometimes I listen, different styles of music, just to expand my listenings, my influence as a musician, as a composer. Sometimes I listen crazy things, from soundtracks to local music that comes from Guatemala, for instance. I don't care. You can find little diamonds there, little things that can expand your composition abilities.
So you expand out of the metal music also to find inspiration.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you composing all the music, or?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Nice. So, how is the metal scene in Greece, by the way?
The metal scene was and still are very strong. There are many bands, and I think that All Souls doing well. For me, Greece is one of top 10 metal scenes around the world at the moment.
Can you please tell us a bit about your own solo project, Sakis Tolis?
Yes, I had the idea during Corona to have a solo project, like doing something different, something more melodic, something more depressive sometimes, because I was depressed at the time I was composing this song during Corona. So I released by myself. It was a self-release. I like very much to do what I used to do back in the days. So I released by myself. I spread it, give it free to the people. If you want to listen it, don't give money, whatever, don't give a shit. I want to feel more like doing something that is inspired from the early days of the band. Not musically, but more the attitude. So also some promoters come with the idea to play some shows, say no in the beginning, and I don't have time to do this. But in the end I say, why not? I'm addicted to music. I'm addicted to playing shows. I missed you so much when I were in Corona and pandemia. And so I decided to play in some shows too. Yes, just for the hell out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when is the best time for you to compose? What mood will you be in?
Not this day, not the last months, for sure. Because it's very busy nowadays. The best time is for me when I'm alone, when I'm isolated somewhere, when I'm isolated more. This is the best thing, when I want to talk with myself. Nowadays I cannot talk with myself. I spend more of the time, the last 6 months, I spend the time in airports, in hotels, in traveling, sleeping everywhere. It's crazy. You cannot find yourself. For me, it's winter for sure, and isolation.
On Rituals and Heretics, there is a lot of chanting going on when you sing. I love it because it's powerful, and we really feel that you want to say something.
Yes.
How come you evolved into that more and more?
I try to improve. As a musician, I try to improve, and concerning the concept of the songs and concerning my abilities. If something does not evolve, it dies.
Yeah.
This is what nature is saying. So I'm trying to evolve and trying some new things, and being quite ritualistic. Just to be more ritualistic, which is very important for the whole concept for the band. Of the band.
Non-servient.
Yeah, it's not serving. It's a way of living.
Yeah.
It's an attitude of life. I never give up.
And we can just explain that it means not to serve.
No, I'm not serving. I don't serve, and it's an attitude of life too. For me, it's very important. I don't serve, and I'm true to my own spirit, which is very difficult nowadays. But I keep on doing this. This is the spirit. That's metal. Metal should be. It's not only about music. It's also about power and soul dedication for me. So we choose that way. We choose that path. Had good times, bad times, but in the end, I'm very happy that I chose metal music, choose the extreme metal music, and I suggest to everyone that is doing this that in the end of the path will be happy.
Have you been able to live on Rotting Christ?
Yeah, the last years, yes.
Yeah.
I can earn my living by playing music the last 15 years. The first 20 years, no. But now, yes. But it's very hard work. It's very hard work. I can earn my living, I can pay my bills, I can grow up my kids, which is very important, that's all. I don't give a shit about being rich or whatever. I don't like this.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
For me, the most important thing is music.
Yeah.
Just be rich here.
I saw that your birthday is coming up on Thursday, so congratulations beforehand.
Yes, I'm 1 year close to my coffin. Yes, I'm 51 years old now, and I'm very glad I'm still alive after all these years, and I'm still here and healthy and try to give and creating some music.
And you're very active. You told me you have been on tour now for 6 months. That's impressive.
It's impressive, yes, but I like this.
Yeah.
I realize that I like it.
Yeah.
I'm addicted. Before Corona, I was wondering why I'm still doing this after 30 years. To know what I'm saying now, yes, you have to do that. There is a mission, and that keeps you alive.
Yeah, great to hear. Thank you so much, Sakis.
Thank you, Lisa.
It was great.
Thank you very much.
To talk to you.
Good luck for the movie.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
here to provide any help you want, because I like when people come up with ideas like this. I know that what you are doing is self-release. It's because you like it, you love it, and you are addicted. I'm also addicted. I know you're feeling. So good luck and keep the spirit alive.